people, what is up? You guys know me, Team Rival, back, finals, finish, done. I hit him out of the ballpark. I'm so happy to finally be free of that stress until next semester. So, you know what, I did a little bit of drinking tonight. I had a bottle of Captain Morgan's that I've been working my way through, and I've had a little bit of it. So, this isn't exactly the soberest video I've done. Not that a lot of those videos, honestly, are sober. Not that I'm drunk all the time, hint, hint. But, you know what, it's nice to loosen up a little. So, I'm very loose right now, and I'm here to review a game I was really hyped for, one of my top 5 games of the year. And it is KoFXIII 13. Yeah, you guys thought I was going to review Skyrim? That's coming, that's also a top 5 game of the year. But I'm really pleased with this game, so, you know, and I'm such a huge KoFXIII fan if you know anything about me, that, let's review this. Take your trusty Super Street Fighter 4 Arcade Edition 2012 Update version 5, throw it in the garbage. This is the only game you need. So, why do I love KoFXIII so much? Honestly, Street Fighter was never my favorite in terms of fighting game. It's just, I don't really like all the elements, especially with Super Street Fighter 4. It's more slower paced. The combos really aren't like create your own combos, you know what I'm saying? Only certain moves link up to certain moves, and it's very cookie cutter-ish. I don't know, it's very hard to explain, but I think you guys, if you have played King of Fighters, you know what I'm talking about. King of Fighters is fast and it's fucking furious. You know, for one thing, they have running in this game. You know, instead of double tap forward and you dash forward, no, you actually run. Like, why don't more fighting games have that? You know, you should be able to run. You know, when I'm in a fight, I'm gonna be running towards you. I'm not gonna be like, you know, doing these little gay dashes towards you. This game is just 10 out of 10 in terms of presentation, I think. I think they really hit all the elements that you have to hit in a fighting game that a game such as just regular, vanilla, Marvel vs. Capcom didn't really have. Maybe Ultimate has them, but this game just, I think it really just hit it out of the ballpark in my opinion. What do they have for you? They have arcade mode. It's arcade mode. Fuck SNK bosses up the ass, seriously, on that note. I really cannot stand these fucking bosses. They are so annoying to fight, and they are so incredibly cheap, that it just, what's the point of even playing arcade mode if you can't fucking beat it without, you know, lowering yourself to their level of cheapness, which is just doing low kicks all the time, and sweeps and that sort of stuff. But then there's story mode. To be honest with you, I could give 2 shits about the story in King of Fighters. I know a little bit of it, Orochi Saga, that sort of stuff, but what's the point of paying attention to the story? You don't really get anything from it. It's nothing that's over the top, nothing that you haven't seen in an anime. The story mode's just story mode. You pick a team, go, there you go. They have training mode. They have a tutorial section. It's just tutorial that teaches you the basic elements of the game. You know, that's the first thing you do when you come into the game. Just try out tutorial mode, because they do have a few new elements they introduced in King of Fighters. There's mission mode, which I spend a lot of time in mission mode. It has survival mode, time attack, and trials, which trials are trials. You do the combos. This game requires the utmost of excellent execution. I mean, this game is no fucking joke. You can do some serious fucking combos in this game compared to other King of Fighters. And that's all due to this, there's the new system called the Hyperdrive system. And what is it pretty much? Well, if you had played King of Fighters 2002, they introduced something called drive canceling. And pretty much what drive canceling is, let's say, I'm trying to think of an example. You do Iori's, you know, he does the fucking ball of flame across the ground. But you know, as it's like coming out at a certain point at a certain, you know, frame, you input his like Shoryuken-esque move where he does like the spin. And what will happen is you'll stop doing the fireball and then you'll cancel right into that. Pretty basic thing if you know anything about fighting games, drive canceling. So what is this hyperdrive bar for? Well, it pretty much allows you to, because without it you're only allowed to do 3 drive cancels per combos, which really, honestly, I can't even fucking do 3 of them in a row. Because like I said, this game requires the utmost of execution. I don't even use my arcade stick for this. I bought a pad. This pad right here. Let me get it for you. the Mad Cats, because this game is just, if you want to do some legit ass combos, which I'm actually not too bad at this game. My online record is about 50-50, you know, which is saying a lot, because there are some fucking, you're either going to get a scrub or you're going to get fucking Daigo of King of Fighters. You know, there's no real in between in on the online, which we'll get to the online later. But these trials are fucking hard. I can only do, like, at most, and I mean at most, with my best character, about 3 or 4. When I look at these combos, I'm just like, holy shit, there's no way I'm ever going to be able to play on this level, and there's no point in me even trying to play on this level, just because, you know, I don't find trials, me personally, I can understand another player, or another, you know, fighting game aficionado, you know, using the trials to find out combos and find out that sort of stuff. But me, I'm the kind of person who will just play through arcade mode, you know, play online, and see what works, and, you know, kind of build my own repertoire of moves that way. But these trials are just fucking impossible. And that's not even just me. Like, you can go and ask a lot of the people. These trials, like I said, this game requires swift execution. You know, you can't be off by a fucking directional movement, and it'll screw your whole combo up. And I like it that it's like that, but it kind of doesn't feel as King of Fighters as I would like it. Like I said, I really love this game, but I think that the glory days of fighting games we're well behind. You know, this is as good as it's gonna get. You know, Super Street Fighter 4, King of Fighters 13. We're never gonna go back to the days of King of Fighters 98 Ultimate Match, or Street Fighter 2 Turbo, or anything like that. Those days are long gone. You know, fighting games are practically irrelevant nowadays. And this is as good as it's gonna get. It just doesn't feel like a King of Fighters game used to feel. It's a new sort of King of Fighters game. Not that, like I said, this is not a bad thing. I'm not bashing on the game for it, but I would much rather play, you know, 98, 2002, even 11, for Christ's sakes. Just because, you know, the biggest problem, you know, for example, the biggest problem for me personally, as a King of Fighters, you know, fanboy, I'll say it, I love King of Fighters, that's a fucking man's game, is that they always change the goddamn movesets. Stop changing the goddamn movesets. You don't have to do that. For example, Kyo's punches, you know, the Aisa, you know, what the fuck I'm talking about, I forget what they're called, but those are not available in the game at the start. There's a DLC character that came out, Nest's Kyo or something like that, that has the punches, but it's $5, so, you know, if you want to get it, you can get it. But, you know, Kyo no longer has the punches. Now he has like that flame attack he does on the ground. He has the spin, he has the kicks, you know. And I just don't really like that with every single, I mean, it's kind of, I can kind of see from both ways. I don't really like it because I have to keep learning each game, you know, what moves has what, you know. The whole movesets are just completely fucking swapped around. Thank God it's not like 12, because 12 had the absolute shittiest moveset of any King of Fighters by far. But also, you know, to look at it from the other side, it's good that, you know, you have to reevaluate your skills each game and kind of figure out what works. It adds depth to the game. But, like I said, at the same time, you kind of want the old moves just because you know what works and what doesn't work, and that sort of stuff. But, you know, comparing it to the Street Fighter in my eyes, where pretty much every single moveset has remained the same since the inception of time, more or less, I'll definitely take this. Just keep changing the movesets. But, as I was saying, they have training, like I said, then they have the Xbox Live. And the Xbox Live is, they kind of fucked up. I'm not gonna say Atlas necessarily hit this out of the park. Why? Well, first of all, you have ranked matches. Ranked matches, you know what they are. You go in. First of all, if you get in a ranked match, you know, and it's someone with a shitty connection, or someone he's like level 50 when you're level like 10, and you don't want to play him because you know you're just going to lose and it just gets you aggravated. You can't kick him, you can't leave the match. You're pretty much stuck there, which is kind of bullshit. You know, giving a little bit of credit to Super Street Fighter 4. You know, you could kick people from the matches, you could leave the room when you wanted to. You know, it wasn't when someone comes in, You're trapped. There's no getting out. Player matches are player matches. Problem is that you can't create like a lobby, you know, like in Super Street Fighter 4. Not to keep bringing up that comparison, but that seems to be the level of, you know, excellence every fighting game wants to achieve. So it's a good plateau to compare to. You can only have 2 people in a room in player matches, which really sucks because I'm going to have a few of my friends that are going to be eventually getting or already gotten this game, and I don't want to have to keep on fucking switching rooms all the time to be playing with people. That's retarded. And then there's leaderboards, yada yada yada, that sort of bullshit. But, excuse me, they just fucked up with the general execution of the online. I find a lot of matches have input delay, which is really frustrating, like I said, in a game that requires swift fucking execution. It's just very frustrating in my eyes, and it can really just piss you off to no end because you're doing things, they're just not coming out when they should be, so it's kind of hard for you to adjust so much. And, you know, sometimes it's just straight up laggy. People quit on you. I can't imagine the amount of times where I've just had some KO rate, because that's my best character by far, I think. Just about, more or less. There's a few. But I'll have some KO rate where my KO will kill like 2 of his characters and get his 3rd character down to like the littlest amount of health, then he disconnects. I'm like, shit. Because you don't see any repercussions from it, so that's why people quit out of the game all the time. No repercussions, no problem. But Atlas is working on a patch at the moment. It should probably be coming out beginning of January, I would say, so that'll hopefully fix all the online problems. Although it won't fix the player match problems, that's something you'll just have to live with. And that's really a shame because, you know, you would like to see Atlas really have just, you know, done a 10 out of 10 job on this, and I think they did a very good job. It's just not to the fullest potential. But we're not going to see, you know, a super or an ultimate. No, this is all you're getting, and this is a good deal for $50. That's all you pay, $50. $10 more if you want, you know, Flames Iori, which I picked up because that's the Iori I know how to play, or Neskia, which I will be picking up very soon, you know, once I get some Microsoft points. So $60, which is the full price of a goddamn game. You really are lucky now. They also have, which was something that was kind of cool, a customize option. And what is customized? You can make like a profile, you can set like a profile team, change your icon, that sort of stuff. Things you could do already in Super Street Fighter 4 pretty much. The profile team, there's no point in me personally creating it because I don't just play with one team. I kind of, you know, who am I feeling today? Yuri, King, Kyo, Kim, Flames Iori, etc., etc. You know, I don't always play with the same team, so it's kind of hard for me to really utilize that option. But another customized option that I really liked was the color creation, which has been in King of Fighters games prior, but in this one I really enjoyed it just because I made a fucking Trunks out of Kyo, you know, Trunks from Dragon Ball Z, and I did a pretty damn good job, I would say. So, you know, it's just cool things like that, but the problem is you need to use the character like 50 times or some ridiculous number like that to unlock all the colors. Why not just have all the colors unlocked? Do I really need to work that hard for something so minute like colors? But that's really just me nitpicking. In terms of the actual character roster, they pretty much got everyone I wanted in. I wanted Yamazaki, I wanted Geese, I wanted a few others, but overall AG, to name off the top of my head. But overall they pretty much got in every single character you wanted. Really all I need is Kyo, Kim. It's unfortunate Terry really sucks in this game. You know, where the hell's Rock Howard? Bring him into a King of Fighters game. What the hell are we doing? Kay? Bring in Rock. Come on, what are we trying to do here? But overall, I think this is really one of the best deals you can get in terms of a fighting game. And just some of the other nuances and the actual system of the game. Like I told you about the drive canceling system, you can drive cancel into super moves, into what they're called Neo Max or Ultra moves, however you want to refer to them. And there are some huge fucking combos you can do in this game, but like I said, they require swift motherfucking execution. So you will have to work your ass off if you want to be good in this game. And that's honestly a good thing in my book, because you want a game that has a ton of depth. You want a game that has these combos that you can kind of just oh, you know, let me try this, and this, you know, I can work your way through it, work your mind. It really helps you develop your skills as a fighter, and I think if you play this game for a while and then go back to Super Street Fighter 4, you will find yourself much better at Super Street Fighter 4. Either much better or much worse, but, you know, you will see. But one thing that really pisses me off, not necessarily about this game, but about just the fighting game community in general, this crusty fighting game community we have, is that on Facebook, don't add me on Facebook, you know, if I don't know you that well, and you're just a fan of mine, please do not add me. Like, that's my personal thing I use for my friends. You know, like I said, if I know you and we talk and we're friends, that's fine, but that's aside the point. I'm part of a group. It's Strong Island Crack Sessions is what it's called, and it's for all the people on Long Island, which is where I live, Long Island in New York. I'm not telling you where, but, you know, I've been trying to get some people to play with, you know, just do some casuals, that sort of thing, and people are like, no, I'm not picking up this game, not picking up this game, you know. It came out relatively around the same time as Ultimate Marvel did, so, you know, people are playing that, and I'm like, why aren't you picking up this game? Why aren't you giving this a chance? And they're like, no, no one's going to play it. And I'm like, yeah, because you're not giving it a chance. If people actually gave this game a chance and, you know, tried it out, because this is the first King of Fighters we've gotten with relatively decent online. The online isn't terrible, it's just not as good as it could be, in my eyes. You know, we had 98, we had a couple of arcade titles on 360, but those sucked ass, and the online was pretty laggy in almost all those, a lot laggier than it is in here. I can usually get in a decent match in this without any sort of problems for the most part. But this is the first King of Fighters we're getting where it's like a legit King of Fighters. 12 sucked balls. Huge, huge balls. I hated King of Fighters 12 with a passion. That game sucked. But, you know, people just don't want to give this game a chance. They'd rather play Capcom. People, enough with the Capcom. Let's go SNK for a little while. This game is deep. It has a full roster of characters. Any character can win in a fight. And that's really what I like about this game, because in a game like Super Street Fighter 4, it's really based on matchups, I'd say, quite a bit, wouldn't you say? You know, if you know anything about Super Street Fighter 4, it's a lot of matchups and you can counterpick and that sort of stuff. In this game, you can't really counterpick, honestly, because you're playing with a team of 3, so you can pretty much mix, match, and choose any way you want to. And, you know, there's no sort of counterpicking that. Is there? No, not really, unless you fucking analyze the game to death, but what's the point in doing that? Just goddamn play the team you want to play. Play this game. Give it a chance. It's awesome. I love it. It's worth every penny in my... It was a day one purchase for me, and it was a great day one purchase for me. I can't put it down. I play it almost every single day. You know, not recently, like I said, with finals and that sort of stuff. All that's over. I can pretty much resume all gaming like full throttle. Woohoo! Christmas is coming up, so I'll be getting even more games for that. But try this game out. You know, they have it for PS3, they have it for 360. You can try playing it on an arcade stick, but me personally, I learned how to play King of Fighters on a pad. Well, you know, I played it on my fucking Game Boy, my Game Boy Pocket, my green Game Boy Pocket, way back in the day, King of Fighters 95. And every single subsequent King of Fighters I played up until this, pretty much, was played on a pad. So I know how to play King of Fighters on a pad. So maybe that's just why, you know how my brain works when it comes to this game, but I just don't recommend it on an arcade stick unless you're like Daigo or someone like that. But anyways, guys, one thing I also want to mention is that when I pre-ordered this game, you got a soundtrack. It was like a first run sort of thing that they did. Holy shit, does this game have an awesome soundtrack, like Guilty Gear worthy. That's all I'm saying. That's a really good soundtrack. I think, you know, even if you didn't get this, download the soundtrack if you get the game, because it's a really fucking good soundtrack. I really enjoyed it. It was just surprisingly good, because, you know, from a King of Fighters game, I never really expected too much in terms of music. Nothing ever really stuck out in my head. This music, I was like, whoa, this is actually pretty good. So I was very satisfied, and I'm very satisfied with this game overall. Pick it up. You know, I know that this past November was a pain in the ass for everyone in terms of games. There was the games that you must have and the games that could sort of wait, and I think this fell into the has to wait category for a lot of people. But, you know, if you get a chance to pick this up, I'm sure it sold actually relatively well. You know, it was brought out by Atlas, which they always do a quality job with their games, which is why we got, you know, such an awesome thing as a 4-disc soundtrack for showcasing all the music from King of Fighters. Give it a shot, you know. If you're tired of Capcom, we shouldn't be supporting Capcom. I don't know why people keep supporting Capcom, but they do, and you know, that's fighting game fans for you, you know, blind as a fucking bat when it comes to being betrayed by companies. But I'm a King of Fighters fan all the way. This game is fucking manly, and that's all I have to say. Well, anyways, I hope you enjoyed my majority sober review of King of Fighters 13. Skyrim review, Assassin's Creed review, Christmas pickups, top 5 fucking games of 2011. Whole bunch of shit coming your way. I've been watching your viewer recommendation animes. Off the top of my head, Silent Mobius, Wolf's Rain, finishing up Brotherhood, watching the movie Red Line. There's a whole itinerary of bullshit that I've been going through. Rainbow. So I will have a shit ton of stuff coming for you in 2012. So anyways, guys, happy holidays. I hope that you guys had a good one, and I'm out. Peace.